Yes, hello. It says we're live. Welcome, welcome to my chat with Billie Joe. Thanks very much for being here, Billie.
Oh, it's
Uh,
always lovely to chat with you.
Billie is a single mom bringing up two beautiful children, and she has horses as well. So we have got a few things in common. I'm not a single mom, but I do have four kids. And Billie Joe is a powerhouse. Your energy is just infectious. I love it every time we meet. And we have connected a few times during our biz social events and educational events live, which is fantastic. And of course, we see each other on screen a fair bit.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to start by asking you, what did you do before you started in our online business? And did you have an actual line in the sand moment?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's always lovely to talk to you, and thanks for inviting me along to have a chat with you today. And yeah, what was I doing? Well, I walked out of my marriage around 10 years ago. So I guess my journey to here sort of started around then. Not that I knew that obviously at the time, but when I walked out of my marriage, I did everything was kind of dispersed, and I actually ended up with quite a substantial debt. And I have always been, fairly independent and worked in corporate. So I knew that walking away from my marriage was the right thing for me to do. And, I wasn't worried about the debt because I just figured I'll just work it off, right? It's fine. And me and the kids will just rebuild our empire, and everything will be all right. Well, fast forward, 8 years or so, it just wasn't my reality. Life was expensive, with one income, and raising two beautiful children and having the horses, and life was getting more and more expensive. Yeah. And my salary just wasn't, meeting the rising cost of living, right? So life was just getting more and more stressful. And the reality was that I was actually thinking further and further into debt. I wasn't actually clawing my way out of it, and I wasn't getting anywhere closer to living the dream life again that I dreamed of. So, I always had this nagging feeling that I needed to do something more, but I didn't know what it was or how I could, because I was already working 40 hours a week, right? The kids were in before and after school care, all of the things that go along with being a working single mum. And, by the end of the week, you're buggered, and then the weekend comes and you do all your chores and, all of that. And then Monday comes around again. And I just thought there's no way that I can actually give any more time for money,
Mm,
without
yeah.
without my kids suffering, So I just knew that I needed to do something more, but I didn't know what it was.
Mm,
And in that 8 years as well of being out on my own with the kids, in rentals, for the third time, our landlord actually evicted us because they wanted to sell the house. And so again, I found myself, and this was in the midst of COVID
mm,
and the housing crisis. And so I found myself back in, the market looking for somewhere to live. And it just added, and this was my real line in the sand moment, Mario. Like,
mm,
I was like, enough's enough. I'm sick of being, controlled by a boss telling me how much I was going to earn, telling me when I could take leave, and, when I had to be at work, and being controlled by a landlord, where I could live, how long I could live there for, all of those things.
mm,
It's like, right, this is it. I need to do something different
mm,
because I was just really, really, really stressed.
mm,
And I was actually Facebook scrolling, trying to escape reality one night, and I came across an ad for this opportunity. And like I said, I didn't know what I was looking for. But when I found it, it was like, wow, like this is like everything that I can actually do. You know, so I
Mm.
scrolled through and I made contact with Carmen and I watched a webinar and I was like, I did not even know that these opportunities
Mm.
existed, you
No,
know?
no,
And
that's the beauty. Yeah.
yeah, I
No,
was in
that's an
it
amazing
up.
story. Yeah. That,
Yeah.
yeah. So you were pushed in the corner basically, and didn't know how to get out of it, and there it is, and then the opportunity presented itself.
The universe just went here.
Yeah, yeah.
There is
Look at this.
opportunities.
Look at this. There is a way out, and I
Yeah.
think that's for a lot of people. I was the same. Well, not in that I was, homeless and looking for places to live, but my
Yeah.
4 kids are at home, and I lost my focus. And I also,
Yeah.
being on a farm, I never really had my own independent income. It all goes back into the farm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the same thing. I was looking for something more fulfilling in my life.
Yep.
Uh, and yeah, scrolling on Facebook. And yeah, this and coming across this business opportunity, which really ticks all the business because it's, yes, it is network marketing, and that's a word a lot of people don't like,
Yep.
but on such a different level and with such a heartfelt community, there's nothing else like this. And that's why, yeah, people don't know it's out there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and so you stepped into the business, and
Yep.
what sort of obstacles were there that you because of course for anyone stepping into something new there are
Yeah.
always obstacles to overcome. So did you find
Yeah.
any particular obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yeah. I think there was a couple for me. You know, firstly, and I think a lot of us do this, is like, hang on, can I do this? You know, yes, it all sounds great, but can I do it? I've never, well, when I say never, I dabbled in kind of a little bit of Tupperware and
Yeah,
Nutrimetics and things like that in my early 20s, but I really wasn't, I really wasn't serious about it. And let's face it, those business models are really not set up for you to succeed anyway, right?
no, that
And they're
wouldn't get
very
you out of debt.
and they won't get you out of debt. Absolutely, right? There's small commission,
Yeah,
setups. And so, I was like, I don't know. I've never run my own business, so to speak. So having a business and marketing, I haven't done it before. So I just, I had all of these limiting beliefs and fears in myself. So I that came up for me. But when I was like researching it more and learning more about it, and I realized that everything's laid out for you. You have all the automation to lean into, and all the systems are already done. And then all of the education on how to use the automated systems. I was like, well, I'm teachable. I've always learned on the job. I don't have any formal training. So what, I'm just talking myself out of it now. This is ridiculous. If I want another opportunity and I need another opportunity, it's here for me.
this is it. Yeah,
So come on,
yeah,
like, I can do it around the pockets, of my kids' life and, and continue to work because we still have to support ourselves while we
yeah.
build this. So, all of those things lined up. So, and then of course there was the investment. I was broke, right?
Mm.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm broke. I need to make more money, but I need to invest. So what do I do? So, I battled with that in my mind for a little while. I was like, I don't know if I can. And again, limiting beliefs, bad money mindset, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's how we're conditioned.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I need to change that. And I'm not going to change it doing what I've been doing because I've been doing that for 30 years and that's not changing. So I lent in and I made, I took the next step and I talked to a business specialist,
Yeah.
and I solved that because you can always find a way.
The way, that's true. Yeah, if
There
you're
is
really
always a way.
motivated and it felt good, like in your gut, in your heart, you knew
Yeah.
this is the way, and you
Yes.
find a way. I love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
what you said about limiting self belief, I think we all have that. That's just part of our nature. Um,
It's our
not
minds trying to
believing.
keep ourselves safe, right? It's like, hang
Yeah,
on, this is different. This is,
yeah,
this is something that you've never done before. Let's just check it all out and let's keep you safe. But
yeah.
unless you push past those things, you don't get to the magic.
No, no, no. You
Yeah.
have to
So
trust the process, which is beautiful, by the way. And we're so well supported and educated
mm,
in our educational platform that you cannot but succeed. There's
exactly.
no other way, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, what has changed for you since you started the business, and what is your vision for the future?
Oh, look. The biggest thing that has changed for me, honestly, is my mindset. The belief in myself and the knowing that I just have to be my biggest cheerleader. I just have to have the confidence in myself and just take that one step at a time. You only have to take that first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase. So yeah, my mindset, my confidence, my conviction in what I can achieve
Mm.
if I put all of that negative self-talk aside. So that has been the biggest thing for me. And I didn't know that that was even going to happen.
No,
I came in for the
no.
money.
That's
So
almost like a bonus, isn't it? But it's and the funny thing is that this is probably one of the first businesses, or like I don't call it an interview, but when you start and you go through a beautiful discovery process, one of the first things you get asked is, "What are your dreams in life? What do you want out of life?" And I'd never been asked that. I'd never
no,
even thought much about that. So that
no.
opens up a whole new world.
And it's actually difficult
Yeah,
to tap into that because it's like, hang on, what do I want?
yeah,
What do I
yeah.
want? And then it's like, well, it'd be nice just to pay off my debt. And then it's like, no, bigger, bigger, bigger. Like, what do you really want? Like, just to pay off your debt, yeah, that's great. But dream big. Like,
Yeah,
really, really, what is
yeah.
your biggest vision in life? What are you here for?
Mm.
And then you actually start to get excited and you start to open up to really the real
Yeah.
possibilities. I'm getting
So
goosebumps even just talking about it.
I can feel it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is your vision? What is your
Oh,
vision?
look,
Really?
I have always, like you introduced me, I'm a horsey girl, I'm a country girl. I want my paradise again. I want that beautiful homestead on the top of the hill, overlooking the rolling green hills. And I want that for my kids and I. And, to be able to just live a life of choice,
Yeah.
without being dictated to by, a boss and a landlord, and settling every day just, on Struggle Street.
Yeah.
And even on top of that, I want to be able to impact other mums. I want to be
Mhm.
able to show them that we don't have to live in that struggle. We really don't.
I
And we
love
can
it.
show our kids that they don't have to live in the struggle either. We can. There's a new paradigm. There's a new way. And we're only just touching the surface.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah. I love that. I
yeah,
love that. And yeah, that's what you say, impacting other women,
yeah,
that there is a way out.
yeah.
Yeah, any advice for the fence sitters, for people that have, because I know
Mhm.
people are watching us and
Yeah,
they might have been watching us for a while. And
yeah,
to me, it's always fear that stops them. But have you got
yeah.
any advice?
Just take the next step to get informed.
Mm,
It's so easy to dismiss something that you really think
Mm.
about. But and we get skeptical. There's so many opportunities online, and there are a lot of scammers out there. Okay, the only way that you're going to alleviate those concerns is to actually educate, and to reach out to Maria and ask for the next step of information, whether that's to watch the web class or to jump into the platform and run through the discovery process, and delve into some more product information or whatever that next step is. But don't don't say no until you absolutely 100% certain on what it is that you're saying no to,
Yeah, yeah,
because it
very
is
good.
life changing on so many
Yeah,
levels.
yeah, yeah. That's beautiful, Billy. Thanks for that. And as you said at the beginning, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You have to take some form of action if you want to get out of the situation you're in. And we're offering you this step. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, if thanks for this, and thanks everybody for watching. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. And also let us know where you're tuning in from, because we are a global business. We're both in Australia. I'm in Victoria and you're up north.
Yep.
And but we work with people from anywhere. So I really appreciate you, Billy. Thank you so much for having your beautiful presence with me. And if people are interested, if you're genuinely curious and think you are coachable, drop a yes in the comments or reach out to either Billy or myself, and we'll show you the next step. Thanks very much.